from women and keep you abreast of what's going on and how you can be a better version of yourself. You can part of this program, like I always say, you can go to our comment section on our social media pages and indicate that you want to be on this program, you want to share your story, and of course, you probably want to give out some advice to other women. Well, you can actually watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube at Galaxy Television, and of course, on Facebook is Galaxy Television, and YouTube is Galaxy Television News, which you can be part of. Still on that comment section by indicating. Anyways, I'm not doing this alone as usual. I have my co-host with me. Her name is Patricia.
That's my name.
Drum rolls.
That's my name.
How you doing?
Good.
Good morning. Hype yourself, my darling. Do it.
Beautiful
Do it.
The name for beautiful women.
Yeah. So how you doing this morning?
I'm fine. Weather is so beautiful this morning.
So the weather is good on you?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not good on you.
It's good on me.
Anyways, how did you get to the office this morning?
Well, I had to take a ride because droplets cannot touch me.
You're a big girl. I know that you must.
No, let's not go there, please. We're on air, please. Let's not go there. Anyways, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. So yes, we'll be having an amazing guest today that's going to be talking about her success story and acting career, and of course, you know, when you're acting and you decide to put your kids into acting too, and they are soaring pretty high. So yes, we're going to hear all of that and many more. But you just have to keep it locked with us. But before we introduce the guest, we want to go for a tip first. And this tip is how to go viral. I chose this because of the content actress thing. You know, some people are acting, but you do not even know they're actresses and you're acting. You just see some people, they were like, I'm an actor, I'm an actress. I'm like, huh? Because, you know, so you have to find a way to make yourself go viral. You have to see, they say something. Good publicity, bad publicity, all is worth.
But I don't think it's everyone that wants
a bad one. Yes, true. And not everybody. But this is still a way that you could go viral. So let's watch this tip. And of course, we'll be right back to the studio to continue the program. Stay with us. They're going to win. Beautiful. Welcome back. Yes, let's just get on with what we have for today. Her name is, I guess for today, is Sylvia Udemba. She's an entrepreneur, an actress. She's a fashion designer. She's the CEO of Fab Stores. And of course, the head of billing and relationship manager at Havana Specialist Hospital. Can we have Sylvia on the screen? Hey, good morning, Sylvia. How you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you.
It's good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. So tell. Okay, I want to even ask, is it raining over there where you are?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I guess, I was about to say network is our friend today because I was expecting a fluctuation, but obviously because it's raining. Anyways, thank you so much. So we want to hear your success story. First, you have a lot of things combined in your profile, but we just need to pick a little bit of the ones that we could project on the show today. First, you are a fashion designer, and of course you own a store. We can see boldly behind you as your background, and you're an actress. That's two things.
Mm-hmm. Are you working in a hospital?
Are you working in a hospital? Like, I'm like, what
does she combine?
What's even the correlation? Mm-hmm. What's making it like that? But anyways, we would like to hear which one did you start first before venturing into the other and you decide to be this again? So I do not know which one comes first. So you just have to tell us your story of I'm really interested in the actress part, but I know while you're telling the story, we're going to hear that part. So please, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning once again. All right. From childhood, I always like fashion. I like dressing up and all that. And most times when they buy clothes for me, I always lose it and turn it to something else. Like when they buy a gown for me, I can cut it up and make it up and down. So I have that flair for fashion. But you know how life is. Went to university, studied business administration and all that. And I find myself working in the hospital as a billing officer. While doing that job also, I decided to... Sorry, can you hear me?
Please go ahead.
Oh, all right. So while working in the hospital, most time I see people compliment my dressing. A lot of people like, oh, I like your dress, I like that. Where did you get it from, and all that. So on the second thought, I was like, ah, no, I think it's time I do my fashion thing by the side, since I have a lot of people asking me where I get my dress and all that. I should start selling these dresses. So I start making dresses by the side, doing, because I work Monday to Friday actually. So weekends I will make dresses, I will post it online and all that, and people start buying all that. So that's how the fashion side. Then on the part of actress, my child is a kid actor. So I took him to act a movie sometime. One day, unfortunately, one of the artists didn't show up, and the director was like, "Please, can you do this part for us? Can you fit in this?" I was like, "Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah," because ever growing up, I like all those stuff. So like, yeah, I can. So they gave me a script, and I did well. So that's how I started acting movies. So most times when I take my son to movies, locations, they're all like, okay, act this, act that, and all that. So that's how my actress thing come about.
All right, I like that part of
As
the
easy as
actress.
she said it.
Yeah, maybe I should just walk into any store too. Maybe they will pick me and say Blossom act the script. Oh Lord, they're gonna enjoy me. I'm just playing. I'm kidding. Anyway, that's a very beautiful story. And for the fashion aspect, it's not the first time. I don't think there's any lady. I don't want to even put men in the equation. I don't think there's any lady who actually has a tailor or a fashion designer at some point and never had their dress bad. I don't think if there's anyone that said, oh no, all the clothes I've ever worn, all the clothes I've ever sewn, they're always perfect on me, please raise your hand, because I'm sure there's nobody like that. You always have one thing or the other, but it takes more passion to be able to go into fashion designing and at the same time own a store. So I would say kudos to you for doing that, because someone like me, at some point I never even thought about that, but now sometimes I'll be like, I think I should put it in, and just maybe for myself, not for public, just learn it so I could do something nice for my, because I've had good ideas too. Sometimes I see something and let me recreate this and put something else, but let's leave that one for later. So how long have you been into fashion designing before the acting?
Oh, okay. Over 6 years, 6 to 7 years now.
How long?
For 7 years now.
Oh, so the acting started before the fashion designing.
No, the
Right?
fashion designing started before the acting. The acting is for the let me say 3 years now. 3 years now. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
So,
You have a question?
Ogadimma, that's how I call you. Ogadimma, I think I prefer that. Okay. So, I know you have a store called Fab Store, and you just told us that you're a fashion designer, you make clothes. Every cloth in your store, in Fab Store, are they the clothes that you have made or you purchase from outside the country to add to what you have made?
Everything you see me wear, everything on my store is made here in Nigeria.
You choose your fabrics, your colors. Do you have tailors making sewing for you? Do you have workers making all those clothes for you? Because I see you post fantastic things, and honestly, I have, once in a while bought one or two things from you, and they're very pretty. Do you have tailors that make those clothes for you? Do you go to purchase your fabrics yourself? You choose your colors yourself? Do you choose your designs yourself?
Yes, I source my materials myself, and also I design also, and also I have people making dresses for me too.
Okay, so you have staffs working for you.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I know that you have a lot of clients abroad. Yeah. I know one or two of your clients abroad. How have you been able to meet their demands? Because I know that they ask for plenty, they want you to make a lot of clothes for them. Sometimes when you're having party, they ask for you to make it. How have you been able to meet their demands? And how do you ship it to them? Is it easy? Is it difficult?
Okay. So most times I have people abroad that even sells most of these clothes. So they send their designs, they want this particular design, or whatever they see you wear, they can tell you, I want this in different sizes. Can you make them and ship to US or UK for us? So although sometimes it's not easy, because I still work with Havana Specialist Hospital. So most times weekends are for shopping. I buy my materials and all that, and so I give to my tailors. I also sew too. So I give to my tailors. We make these clothes and we ship. Shipping is very easy. We have so many shipping companies around. So we just packet them and ship. So it's easy.
What kind of attires do you make? Do you go local, or you go more of the corporate wears, or you go more of cultural wears, like maybe the Ankara, the Kampala, the laces, or you just do more of the contemporary? Which one?
Okay, so I would say I do all. like what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a shirt with a trouser. It's like more of corporate. I make this outfit myself. So I also make the Ankaras. If you look behind, you will still see most of my work. I make Ankara too. So I also do casual wears like t-shirts, joggers, pant trousers, and all that, depending on the demands and the trends.
Making almost everything. So have you considered going into making suits, or you already make that one too?
I have. I made some beautiful suits. Yes.
Remaining again. Sylvia,
To laugh.
what is remaining? You are sewing everything.
Everything.
Which is beautiful. I like that. So if you could do all of this and still act once in a while like you do, how do you not cope with being a relationship and a billing manager at a hospital? Because the hospital is very busy and it runs 24/7, 7 days.
Okay, like I said, I have people that make clothes also for me. So weekends I source for my materials and all that, and I have people make them. So once in a while when I have time, I make myself. But most times I have people that make these clothes for me. So like I said earlier, I work Monday to Friday, and sometimes like relationship managers, most of my work is on phone calls and all that. So we are coping.
Doing all of these things, being a business owner, and let me just use the word entrepreneur, and still having to do another job where you work Monday through Friday, and of course you have some little things that you do for yourself, plus you are married. How do you manage all of this and still keep the home front? Because trust me, a lot of people probably find it difficult. They feel like when you have a lot of things doing, one or two places in this area are gonna lack. Yeah, so how do you manage to put all of this together and still manage the home front
And still look good.
and still look good?
Thank you, Auntie. All right. It has not been easy, but when you set your priorities straight, you get things done, right? And also, I have an understanding husband that is always there to take care of the home when I'm not there. So most times I get my things straight. I plan my day, I plan my week before it even starts. Not that, although it has not been easy, but
Okay,
I
all
could
right.
not understand why you were doing when she said she had understanding husband. Why
Yes,
was all
because
this?
that goes out to every man out there. You know, sometimes when you see a woman pursuing so much of her career,
Doing
wants
well.
it doing well, it takes a lot. It takes a man to really understand that I need to also help my wife project
Be a
what she.
support.
Yeah. So if because at the end of the day, she's not doing it for herself. She's doing it for the children and for the family, and of course the extended family at large. So I think it takes a whole lot for, because some husbands will tell you you're not home by this time, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. But like she said, the husband is always there. So the is like, that's beautiful, because you don't see most men like that. Do you understand? So yes, I would say your husband got a very good chap, right? She's a champion, so yes, he got a good one for himself. Congratulations to him and congratulations to you, because it's not easy to find an understanding husband, right? Anyway, we still have Sylvia with us. We still have a lot of questions to ask her, but before that, let's quickly go for a short break, and of course we'll take a tip. The tip is on content creation, and after that tip we'll be right back to continue the program with Sylvia, I, and Patricia. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner, and of course we are talking to Sylvia Udemba, talking about her career in acting, being an entrepreneur, and at the same time working Monday through Friday, and still being not a housewife, a wife to an amazing husband. Anyway, can we have Sylvia back on the screen? How you doing, Sylvia?
I'm good.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about scripting, the acting career part. And what I want to know is the acting part. Like, is there any difficult character that you've been given? You know, they just came up to you and asked you, okay, act this thing, and you did. You know, you probably didn't have the proper training at that first time, and maybe you now went to school. In fact, let me ask, did you later on, go to school, to learn that, or you went to a theater act school or something, or it was just there and you decided to start acting? If yes or no, so that means at some point, I believe there should probably be a character they must have given you, on the script, which you had a challenge acting, or, showcasing that character properly. So it took you, I don't know, some people can have over 70 takes, but I hope you do not have 70 takes. So is there anything like that? Please share with us.
All right. You mentioned earlier that most people are actresses and they don't know. Because sometimes when you see people acting on TikTok and all that, they're actually acting, right? Just that there is no script. So actually, the first time when they gave me the script, I was afraid. I was really, really afraid, and I was nervous. But however, the co-artists were like, "Don't worry, you can do this. You can do this. Just own it. You don't need to say it the way it is on the script. You can actually just understand what you're supposed to do, and you can do it. Just try." I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." So I am, funny enough, I did well. I actually did well. I think the first job was I acted as a doctor. So working in the hospital actually helped me with that part. I was able to know how to attend to patients, talk about all these medical terms and all that, and it was actually okay. It was actually okay.
The first one, yeah, you were scared, but what helped you was because you had experiences working in a hospital, so that helped you being able to play that character properly. Now, is there any character you've ever played that was difficult for you? Like, aside from being scared, you kept giving it your best shot, but they keep, saying, no, let's retake, take 2, take 3, take 4, and on until it was almost as though you were about to give up, but you were like, no, I can do this. I need to push on. Is there any experience? Has there been any experience like that for you?
Okay, so being an actress, you have to own it. You have to be in that character. So most times when you see scripts, you just have to read it and put yourself in that shoes. That's the first thing. So once you understand the story and you can imagine that scenario, you can do it. You can. But the difficult part is saying it word by word, because sometimes when they give you like 10 lines of something to say, and you have to follow it word by word, so sometimes it's difficult. So although they will cut and join, cut and join, cut and join, and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Ask you, right? So has there been, what's the weirdest character they've given to you? I know some people will tell you, oh, I started with being maybe a hot chick, the wife, a CEO, a single lady who is well made, and some person will tell you the weirdest character was when they asked me to act like a madwoman, when they asked me to act like a security person,
Like a witch.
like a witch. So what was the weirdest character for you that you acted, you're like, oh wow, but you have to do it because you are an actress?
Okay, so there's one particular one that we have to being inside the water, kind of, and being inside the water singing actually, and that water has a kind of small fishes, and these fishes were just biting my legs and all that. So it was kind of weird,
Wow.
like God, this water should just sweep me away and all that and all that. So I was kind of, please, they should do this. Let me go out from this water. So that was weird. But outside that, it's something that I love doing. I like being there, kind of. So it wasn't that, none has been that difficult anyway.
I don't even want to be, yeah, I know you want to ask something. I don't envy your profession right now with that fish on that you talked about. I don't even envy it. I cannot be, no. In fact, your next question, please. Good job to you, though.
The acting thing. I know that your son does movies, a lot of movies that I've seen him in. Have you been opportuned to act in the same set with him as his mother?
Okay, no. But I've acted with him like twice, like thrice. I've acted with him, but not as the mother. Not as the mother. I was the other one I said I acted as a doctor. I was his doctor. So and it feels okay. So, but the other ones were not that close in that movie.
So I'm sure you didn't hear that question. How did it feel the day you acted with your son being his doctor?
Oh, it feels good, kind of. So like I was actually playing with him in that movie like a natural thing. So it really helps.
I'm going to ask, usually there's always a retiring time for actors and actresses, and some persons will tell you, I'm never retiring. I am till the last breath. I am always going to be an actress. Is it the same thing for you? Is that what you also envision for yourself? No.
not
So you have a timing when you're going to retire.
Yes.
So
I want to be focused more on my fashion thing and build more on that. I'm not really that into that acting and all that, because it's a lot of work on its own, because you have to go from here to here and all that. I'm not really cut in for that. And again, husband will not allow that. So I just want to focus more on my fashion brand.
okay, so now let me go a little bit deep, right? Because we know a lot of actresses. One of the reasons why some persons do not really want to go into acting as a married person is because of the sexual part. Definitely there's no intimacy in African movies. I do not know about the Hollywoods, but for Nollywood we know the only intimacy is the kissing scene and all of that. Now for you, what would you say about such scene for married people? Do you think professionally, yes, you have to do it because that's the job, but do you think somehow, from all indications, I don't know, maybe from your experience or some person's experience, do you think it usually affects the home front when maybe not even necessarily the man, but when a man sees his wife, who is an actress, in that kind of scene, do you think it really, really affects the home?
Okay, first of all, acting is a make-believe. Actually, in a room where you're acting, you have up to like 10-15 people in that same room. The cameraman, the crews, everybody are there. So it's not really what it looks like when you get there, actually. But the only way it affects homes is the late nights, because most times you finish late, sometimes 12, 1 a.m. and all that. And sometimes the spouses might not be comfortable with someone coming home late, especially from a married woman part, right? But the acting itself is, I don't think anything is wrong with that. There's no that intimacy in it. After that part, everybody stays on their own. Sometimes they don't even talk to each other, kind of. So it's not that deep.
Okay, so with this that you've said, it means that profession is different from family. Whatever you do in the movie scene is different from what you do at home, because like you said, I think a lot of people do not understand, because it's a make-believe. You make it look real, you make it look you're like you're into the person, and for a fact, truthfully, some of them are not even friends, they are not cool with each other, but they just do that because it's acting. So what would you say about spouses who take it to heart when they see their spouse, in such scene, and it causes, it brings up about a rancor at home, or, throwing tantrums all around the house because they do not understand the profession, or at some point they even have to, I would not use the word manipulate, I would not say frustrate, but they had to make sure that maybe their spouse even stop acting, or reduce acting, or refuse some certain roles that will make them do act such scenes. What would you say about that? I'm talking both from the men angle and from the women angle.
Okay, first, before you marry, or you should be able to know who you're marrying, kind of. Before you go into acting, you should know the kind of spouse you have. Is this someone that tolerates such? Because sometimes your spouse might not have problems with all that. It's family members or friends that always come up like, oh, I saw your wife and all that. Why are you allowing your wife to do that and all that? So sometimes it's not really the man. But it depends on your spouse, actually. It depends on the person. Is it the kind of person that likes that? Or he's not that kind of person? So it all depends on the whoever you're with, the relationship you're with. So to me, sometimes it triggers jealousy, kind of, when you see your spouse kissing someone and all that. For people that are not into it, it triggers jealousy. But hey, if the person trusts you and all that, what the heck?
I totally understand what you said, and like you said, I still feel as humans, it's a movie, right? It's a scene, it's the profession, but it's not like it triggers jealousy for me. In my opinion, it's not like it triggers jealousy because the person does not understand the profession. I think because maybe most of the scene, I see my spouse in is usually in that particular role. Hey, my darling, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
That's what they have.
Why are they only seeing you as a lover boy? Why?
It's just what they want you to see. It's just what they want you to see.
You should pick another scene. There is security man. There is a rich man that probably does not have a wife.
Security. Maybe you're not good at it. Maybe you're not. Maybe that's the thing you're good at.
I know, please.
Hey,
I'm not doing that.
Hey, girl.
I'm not doing that. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been amazing. I just want to ask last question before we go. Okay, you have a last question, so just put them together. And you please kindly answer that in about 1 minute. So, do you have any project you're working on right now when it comes to acting? Is there anything you have on board? And of course, Patricia, so she can put it together.
What's your advice to these upcoming fashion designers?
Okay, thank you. So actually, I don't have a project I'm working on now, but anything can come up at any time, because they can call you next minute and like, oh, okay, that are you free and all that and all that. So for upcoming designers, if you have it in you, please don't bury it. Don't bury it at all. Even if you're working your 9 to 5 job, you can still do it. You can still do it. Just for you to search out. Like actually this fashion thing, when I started making this clothes, I actually went somewhere and I saw someone making a dress, like a corporate dress. I was like, wow, I can do this. I can do this. And since I started doing it, it has not been the same. So if you have that passion to go into fashion designing, making clothes and all that, please don't bury it. Start anywhere. You can start little. Just start anywhere. Start making 1, 2 dresses. Before you know it, you have people ordering 10, 20, 30, 100 and all that. So don't bury it.
Want
All
to,
right.
you know, how do we purchase from you if we want to reach out, you know, to buy things from you?
Okay, so online my handles are this. I have for IG, Instagram, fab stores underscore. On Facebook is also fab stores. On TikTok, fab stores underscore. On Twitter, fab stores. And also we are located at Surulere, number 8 Ocean Street, off Kilo bus stop, Surulere.
All right, thank you very, very much for your time, Sylvia Udemba. It's been so much fun. And of course, usually when people talk about their profession and what they do, I'll be like, oh, maybe I should try this. Oh, maybe I should try that. I'm not going to try acting. Well, maybe I will try. They give me some very nice role. Well, I think I've done 1 or 2 though, but not the one we are asking questions about. No.
Not
but
the
anyway,
fish one in the water.
not the fish running in water, no, or having to try to sing in water, no. But of course, you're all professional. You've been doing that for years, so definitely it's a small thing for you to handle. But anyways, this is us saying thank you very much for being part of the show. We enjoyed every second with you, and we do appreciate you for your time, despite the schedule and of course the weather. So we appreciate you, and from all of us at Galaxy TV, we love you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the show, though.
I do. Thank you so much. And thank you for the privilege.
All right.
I wish to come back next time.
Okay, definitely. All right, so do have a beautiful day, Sylvia. All right, that's it on today's episode with us on Women's Corner. And like I always say, you can be part of the show. If you've missed this and you want to hear the success story, and of course you want to also, you know, learn some 1 or 2 things in acting and being an entrepreneur, you can go back to our Facebook or YouTube channel, Galaxy TV News, on YouTube, Galaxy Television, on Facebook to watch this program. So till 12, after 12, we'll be seeing you again on The Buzz. We'll talk about what's trending and what's buzzing. My name is Rose Blossom. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now. Patricia.
Till 12. You said it. We'll be with you till 12 by 12 for The Boss. My name is Patricia Orumi Davis.